Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry episode 2. So last time we saw Shannon, right? I guess the aftermath of what Ava told her, right? And yeah, she felt really bad. She felt really low, right? And then later on, we actually see Beatrice, right? She showed herself to Shannon and then she said that she can make Shannon and George be together, but she has a request, right? The breaking of the mirror. And then we already saw that, right? It happened. So we're here now with Jessica. She's shouting, she's saying, what? I wonder what happened. So yeah, let's begin.
別部屋ってなんだよ。
Separate rooms?
じゃあ、わざわざシャノンとジョージ兄さんは別の部屋に泊まったのかよ。
What?
はい。そんなにもおかしかったでしょうか。
Jessica's cheeks had been stuffed with a chocolate-coated Chinsuko biscuit that Shannon had brought as a present from Okinawa. Okay, so now we're seeing, I guess, after the events of the Okinawa one. Okay, so they skipped ahead, I guess, right? And it all came flying out at Shannon when Jessica cried out.
シャノンさ、何のために沖縄まで旅行に行ったんだよ。それもジョージ兄さんと二人っきりで。
それはとても大きな水族館が沖縄にあるからぜひ行こうって誘われて。私お魚とか好きですし。
いやだからさ、健全な男女がお泊まりありで旅行に行ったわけだろ。それでチューもなければギューもないのかよ。ましてや部屋は男女で別部屋ってなんだよ。
チューについてはノーコメントです。でもギューはありましたよ。ジョージさんの胸温かかったです。
そういうことじゃねえぜ。なあもうなんだってこんなカップルがいるんだよ。なあもうじれってえぜ。
From Shannon's point of view, it was an incredibly happy trip for various reasons. I mean, yeah, because yeah, she get to spend time with George, right? They had a date, so that's pretty good already. But it looked like Jessica found their pace to be pretty irritating. But this is good already though. First steps, I suppose, right? For a while, Jessica chewed her present, complaining about romance and pretending to faint in agony on her bed. So yeah, this is the first time we're in this room, right? I guess this is Jessica's room. Shannon and George had chosen to go to Okinawa because there was a huge aquarium there. And they did this because an aquarium had given them the opportunity to start going out. Since their relationship had started at an aquarium, having their first overnight trip also to be at an aquarium must have held some commemorative value. Wait, what? Since their relationship started at an aquarium, having their first overnight trip also be to an aquarium. Wait, what? I don't understand. What is this? What?
そんな記念の節目の初のお泊まり旅行ならいろいろと進展するもんがあるはずだぜ。それが男女別部屋、カップルでシングルを2部屋。ああもう本当にどうかしてるぜ。
それはお互い独身の男女ですし、ジョージさんがそこをしっかりするのが男女のマナーだとおっしゃって。
だからそれを踏み越えるためのお泊まり旅行じゃねえのかよ。もはやキューとかギューとかのレベルじゃねえぜ。
お嬢様がどういう意味でおっしゃってるのかわかりませんが、ジョージ様は最後まで本当に紳士でいてくださいました。それは私もそういうことがあるかなというか、でも私たちお付き合いはしてますけど、別に結婚してるわけじゃないし、お嬢様が期待されているようなことはちゃんと神様の前で誓いを立ててからするべきです。するべきです。
Okay. Can you stop? Shannon's face got bright red. She made a circle with both hands, irresolutely intertwining, separating, and making heart marks with them. Apparently, the dramatic progress Jessica had looked forward to hadn't happened, but it seemed to have been a very important experience for Shannon in her own way. In the end, whether Jessica was jealous of Shannon or made fun of her, it didn't change the fact that Shannon had a huge lead on her.
私も彼氏欲しい。シャノンに先を越されたのが悔しい。彼氏作るときは一緒だぜって約束したのに抜け駆けされた。
お嬢様は素敵な方ですから、私なんかよりきっと素敵な方がすぐに現れます。
そういう慰めはいらねえぜ。シャノンの裏切り者、出ていけ。
Jessica threw several cushions at her, but midway she had an asthma attack and started to choke pretty badly. Okay, you gotta calm down now. Shannon hurriedly ran over to a nearby side table and started searching around on top of it. A cute basket was placed there, and inside of it was Jessica's bronchodilator. Honestly, one of these episodes, there's gonna be a time where Jessica's gonna have an asthma attack and she will die. Yeah. I mean, it didn't happen in the first episode, right? First episode of the series. But I think it might happen though. Like, it might be a big thing, right? I mean, it's a big thing, but it might happen like, oh, they find Jessica dead, for example, right? It's because she had an asthma attack and she couldn't breathe. Shannon picked it up and handed it over to Jessica. Jessica's asthma attacks always came suddenly. Because of that, she always needed to carry this medicine around. She breathed in the medicine and after a while managed to overcome her choking as her asthma finally settled down. But thinking about it, in the first episode, we got every kid, right? Yeah, every one of the kids survived technically until the end, right? And then until they were pretty much like wiped out. But yeah, it's something to look forward to, I guess, right? You may see George die, you may see Jessica, Maria, Butler, maybe Butler as well, right? I mean, see them die and then the story will still continue without them, right? So I guess that's a big difference. Yeah. Shannon thought this is a good chance to leave and tried to exit the room after bowing courteously. Okay. As she did, one more small cushion came flying and it hit Shannon on the head. She noticed that Jessica was on the verge of crying, half of her face buried in her last and favorite cushion. The face was red and meek.
お嬢様？
シャノンさ、正直に言って、私、髪型とか変かな。
まさか。お嬢様の髪はとてもお美しいと思います。
じゃあ、目とか変かな。鼻とか変じゃないかな。やっぱり 喋り方がダメなのかな。
Or maybe people are just, or yeah, the boys are intimidated, right? Because, yeah, she comes from an extremely rich family. Maybe that's one of the factors, right?
だから彼氏できないのかな。
そんなはずはありませんよ。お嬢様はそのままで十分に素敵です。そしてその魅力はこれからもっともっと増していくと思いますよ。
でも私だけ彼氏できない。サクもヒナも彼氏できたのに私にだけできないよ。やっぱり私には魅力ないからかな。みんなね、文化祭に彼氏連れてくるんだって。私もその日までにはきっと彼氏いるって思って大見え切って、彼氏なんてできやしない。私だけ。
Before she realized it, Jessica was shedding huge tears. Jessica didn't really feel like crying, and of course, she felt like supporting Shannon's progress in love as a friend. However, as she cheered Shannon on, her true feelings had suddenly gotten mixed in, and she couldn't help but shed tears. I mean, she's proud for Shannon, but then, yeah, afterwards, she realized that I want that as well, right? And it does not happen. That's why she's crying right now. Shannon understood Jessica's innocent and easily injured heart. The rough style of speech Jessica usually used was all just an attempt to protect that fragile heart. As a daughter and successor to the Oshirimiya family, and as a girl isolated on Rokkenjima, the only person she could expose her true feelings to was Shannon. Shannon understood that, so she strongly regretted acting smug even if it was only a little.
ごめん。涙出ちゃうなんて私変だぜ。ごめん。
お嬢様は素敵な方です。そんなお嬢様に素敵な男性が現れないわけがありません。
シャノン、もう時間だろ。早く行かないとまたゲンジさんやカンさんに怒られるぜ。私は全然平気だから早く行きなよ。悪いな、泣いちゃったりなんかしてさ。バカみてえだぜ私。
Jessica faced away, acting as though she didn't really want to trouble Shannon. Waving her hand as though chasing Shannon away, Shannon took that sign that Jessica didn't want to be bothered anymore, bowed her head and left the room. When Shannon's footsteps disappeared into the distance, Jessica lay down on her bed, still hugging her cushion. Her expression was still a little meek, with tears in her eyes. But for the first time in a long time, she had a very, very quiet and honest conversation with her heart.
私も恋がしたい。
But yeah, nice though, nice. We see Jessica like this, different, very different. As Shannon happily watered the flower beds in the garden, she sensed someone's presence. She turned around, thinking that if one of the family had come to visit, she must greet them. But what she saw was that witch, Beatrice again.
ベアトリーチェ様。
久しぶりよの。
Okay.
どうだ？その後、 そなたの思い人との仲は順調か？
As Beatrice sat on the rose ark, she happily blew on her pipe. Sitting in a place like that would crush the roses. And it might have been dangerous if the arch fell over, but this was a witch after all. Showing concerns for her safety was probably a waste of time.
はい。おかげさまで順調です。
当然よ。わらわの魔法はてきめんである。そなたにはまるで二人が出会うのはあらかじめ決められた運命であったかのように感じているかもしれぬ。だがそれは間違いよ。夢運命だなどと思うでないぞ。
それは分かってます。
The witch was calling attention to something. Two things actually. First, that Shannon's relationship with George was a fate that'd be absolutely impossible under normal circumstances. Second, that the power of the witch was great enough to overturn that fact. Shannon had just gotten wrapped up in those sweet days and had started believing the illusion that all fate revolved around her. But she remembered the witch's words. Originally, her relationship with George had been impossible. No, it might be impossible in the future as well.
すまぬすまぬ。医者と同じよ。病に悩めばすがるくせに、治れば感謝も忘れる。魔女が感謝された試しはないのでな。つい卑屈になってしまった。許すがいい。
感謝の気持ちを忘れたことはありません。ベアトリーチェ様のお力で幸せな思いができていること。そして、そのお力がなければ、私とジョージ様が寄り添う運命がなかったこと、決して忘れたことはありません。
すまぬすまぬ。いじめに来たわけではないのにな。口が悪いのはわらわが性分。許されよ。それより、聞いたぞ。二人きりで旅行に行ったとな。さぞや楽しかったであろう。
はい。とても楽しかったです。
Shannon's face suddenly lit up. The witch laughed lightly as though amused by the speed of that transformation.
もはやそなたの思い人は一方的に思うだけの存在ではない。互いに思われる恋人同士よ。愛に満たされた二人にとって世界はただそれだけで成立する。素晴らしき理想の世界かな。
A wonderful ideal world.
魔女も焼こうというもの。
Beatrice laughed pleasantly. That smile made her look as though she blessed the lovers' rendezvous from the bottom of her heart without a trace of malice. After that day, Beatrice had shown herself before Shannon every once in a while. I wonder though if Beatrice is gonna ask more requests of Shannon, right? We will see, right? Even now, Shannon thought of her as an unsettling being. I mean, who wouldn't though? Who wouldn't? There's a witch, and she appears and disappears, right? From time to time, and pretty much only appearing to Shannon, right? Yeah, it would still be unsettling even though you're getting used to it, right? It will still be like that. However, she was also indebted to this person for the magic that led to her current relationship with George. But the thing is though, is it though? Is it her magic? Or is it, or I mean, the relationship is gonna happen anyway, right? But I guess Shannon just needed this boost, right, of confidence. Like, oh, the Golden Witch is gonna help you, so it's gonna be okay now. Who knows? So Shannon cried with all her might to not act surprised or scared.
そうだった。ベアトリーチェ様。旅行のお土産にお菓子を買ってきたんです。よかったらベアトリーチェ様もいかがでしょうか。
ほう。魔女に土産とな。
It seemed that even a witch who boasted of living for 1,000 years hadn't imagined that she'd receive a souvenir from a sweet lover's trip. Okay. When she saw that surprised expression, Shannon thought of this witch as a friend for the first time. Will she take it though? I guess.
ほほう。ラードと小麦粉で作った東洋クッキーか。それを西洋風にチョコで包むとは、まさに和洋折衷、菓子のシルクロードよの。何がおかしい？
Well, I guess for Shannon, and like, even I don't know if we're the same, but yeah, it's nice seeing her like this though. I mean, Beatrice, right? Like, she's not acting like a witch. She's just acting like a normal person, right? I mean, the way she's talking here. Oh, this is a biscuit from this place, right?
失礼いたしました。
The witch, who surely held a terrifying power, was chomping down on sweets one after another, making it sound like a squirrel stuffing walnuts in its mouth. After a while, Shannon couldn't conceal her laughter. Yeah, basically, Beatrice is just acting like a normal person here, right?
しそうになったぞ。そなたには今度ネロのドルチェビータでも振る舞おうぞ。バラは永遠の愛の象徴。今のそなたにはバラのドルチェこそがふさわしかろう。
The witch was in a great mood, fully enjoying modern candy.
これ、本当にありがとうございました。もう私には十分だと思いますので、お返しします。
The thing Shannon had softly set on the table was a gold-colored butterfly brooch.
返さずともよい。それに持ち続けていれば、二人の仲はこれからも永劫に盤石であろうが。
出会いのきっかけは確かに魔法の力で与えてもらったかもしれません。でもその出会いを永遠のものにする努力は二人で協力し合って続けていくものだと思います。
愛もバラと同じか。過ぎた世日は根を腐らせる。苦労せねば育めぬ花もあろう。ならば好きにするがよい。身につけず宝石箱の中にしまうもよかろう。それはそなたに送ったわらわの好意だ。それを返されてはわらわも愉快ではない。
申し訳ございません。そういう意味で言ったわけじゃ。
気を害してなどおらぬ。そのブローチはすでにそなたのもの。わらわとの友情の証にせいぜい大事にしてくれれば少しは気も慰む。持ち続けそのご利益を得るもよし。 宝石箱にしまい込むもよし、望むなら恋路に悩む別の者に譲ろうと、そなたの勝手だ。ただ大事にしてくれればよい。さすがに粗末にされては心が痛むでな。
According to Beatrice, she had appeared several times in the past in response to a person's summons to give them some tool imbued with magical power. However, when most people use that power to resolve their worries, they quickly grew unsettled by it, forgot their former gratitude, and threw away the tools they had been given with disgust.
だからわらわの行為に素直に感謝された試しは多くない。いや、初めてか。
The witch laughed heartily, but it looked like a sad laugh in Shannon's eyes. She herself had been like that in the past. No, maybe she was still like that now. Beatrice was definitely a witch with a strange and terrifying power. Most people wouldn't want to stick around her if they could help it. Surely even those who had relied on that strange power sometimes felt fear rather than gratitude as a result. It must have deeply hurt the witch to have that happen over and over. Since the time she had started thinking that way, Shannon had tried to stop being frightened of Beatrice. I kinda like this Beatrice now. Yeah, on the... what do you call this? When we saw her on the tea party. I mean, I was with Butler that time. Yeah, but seeing her like this? Let's see though. I mean, right now she's just talking with Shannon, right? We don't know what happens in this episode until later. Like when the big thing comes, right? Who knows? So, but yeah, right now, it's nice. Maybe she really liked those sweets. Beatrice, who normally spoke abusively, praised the black tea that Shannon served her and looked to be in remarkably high spirits. After doing that for a while, the witch and the servant grew animated in their discussion of the trip with George. The things Shannon actually knew about Beatrice were surprisingly few. First off, she was a ghost-like being who appeared in unexpected places at unexpected times. And it seemed that not everyone could perceive that she was there. Apparently everyone has something called a wavelength, and the ability to perceive witches varies greatly among different people. Only Shannon and Cannon could interact with her enough to exchange words like this. There were a few people who could sense her presence, but mostly couldn't even feel that much. From what Beatrice said, Krause and his wife in particular had zero magical talent. And no matter how much she followed them around, they would never notice her. Once earlier, when Shannon messed up and Natsui got really mad at her, Beatrice had started playing around and hitting Natsui on the head with her pipe. I see, Natsui really doesn't notice a thing. Oh, okay. So maybe that's why. Remember Maria, right? She's saying, oh, she's right there, right? But we didn't see anything. Okay, I guess. Because yeah, she has magical talent, I suppose, right? But Shannon, watching that, had burst out laughing without thinking and had gotten scolded even more.
なら、親方様だったらどうでしょうか。魔法の研究とかをなさっているそうですし、きっとベアトリーチェ様のお姿にも気づいてくださると思います。
金蔵も同じよ。あれにも気の毒なくらいに魔法の才能がない。
Lack of magical talent for Kinzo.
血だな。
It's the blood.
同情に値するほど才能がない。
As soon as they started talking about Kinzo, it felt like the atmosphere around Beatrice changed. She had spoken about Kraus and the rest lack of magic talent as though she looked down on them, but she spoke of Kinzo in a different way. Anyone connected to the Oshiramiya family would know about Kinzo's legend of the gold. According to that, Kinzo was given the gold after summoning the witch Beatrice. In other words, she must have had some kind of relationship with Kinzo.
だからあれは才能のひとかけらもないくせに至ったのだ。狂ったように独学を重ね、魔術師の域にまで達した。
それはとてもすごいことなんですね。
うん。
The witch who usually looked down on people was uncharacteristically offering her praise. While she lambasted him by saying he had no talent, she praised his efforts.
そして親方様は魔法の力でベアトリーチェ様を呼び出した。
うん。
But yeah, didn't they say that was it Genji, right? That Beatrice existed before, right? And it was someone that Kinzo actually loved, right? Never mind. Okay. I mean, these are question arcs, right? They will make you question everything, basically, right? So let's just continue.
まあ、召喚に応えたのは気まぐれだ。魔法を否定して久しいこのご時世に、才能のかけらもない者が必死にやっているのでな。少しからかってやろうと思ったのが、わらわの運の尽きよ。
Her choice of words highlighted how much of a disaster this had been for her. Shannon hesitated over whether it would be safe to continue this discussion, but Beatrice continued on her own, ignoring Shannon.
一応、書式もルールも揃っていた。いくつかの作法が混在していたが、まあその熱意に免じ、寛大に契約に応じてやったのだ。そしてわらわは山なす黄金を与えてやった。
そして親方様はその黄金を使って事業を成功させ、今日の財をなすのですね。
うん。魔法の才能はからっきしだが、商才と莫才はあったようだな。いや、理不尽なる賭けにすべて落とす勇気と狂気ゆえにか。狂気は時に魔力に通ずる。なるほど。その点から見れば、金蔵に魔法の才能が全くなかったとは言い切れんか。
Shannon felt like she was daydreaming. Well, everyone in the Oshiramiya family knew the story of how Kinzo idolized black magic, summoned a witch, and received the gold. In actuality, it was all rambling that no one believed. And now Shannon was having this story confirmed by the witch herself. She felt a little flustered by this incredible secret that only she knew.
そして、莫大な財産を得た金蔵は、人の世で手に入れることのできるすべての夢を叶えきった。そして、最後に世界の真理を求めたのだ。
世界の真理？
世界を構成する一なる元素。人の世で得られるすべてを満たした金蔵は、人が求める最後の欲望としてそれを欲したのだ。
The single element. She seemed to remember the witch using that word before. When Beatrice saw Shannon trying to remember what that was, she laughed bitterly waving her hand and saying there was no need to worry.
わらわも金蔵を少し見くびっていた。まさかあれほどの力を見せるとは思わなかったのでな。おかげでこのざまだ。茶飲み友達もなく、この島にもう何十年も縫い止められている。誰に話しかけようとも声は届かず、どこへ行くこともできない。なんとも退屈な数十年だったことよ。
As she laughed in self-derision, she tapped her teacup with her finger. It made the light sound of pottery. Shannon didn't know whether the word self-derision was really an accurate expression to describe the look on the witch's face. Shannon didn't understand everything, but she could more or less figure out the situation. And it was probably a topic that she couldn't press the witch on easily, not unless the witch started talking about it herself. To sum it all up, she had said up until now, Beatrice, who had been summoned by Kinzo's magic, could not leave this island for some reason, and she had lost her power and her form, living her days in boredom. During that time, her words had reached Shannon, who never forgot to show sincere respect for the witch, and Shannon had helped the witch regain her power, if only a little bit. As a result, it was now possible for the witch to drink tea with Shannon like this.
ベアトリーチェ様が私に割るように言ったあの鏡は一体何なのですか？
Okay, will she say what is the reason for this?
ああ、その話か。この辺りの島で大昔いろいろとあったらしくてな。そのせいで良くないものがたまり、悪い歪みを引き寄せていたのだ。それを旅の東洋魔術師か何かが鎮魂の社を建立して封じ込めたらしい。それ自体はわらわとはどうでもいいことなのだが、困ったことに魔力の基礎が違っててな。わらわの魔力にも強い干渉を及ぼしておって、非常に迷惑していたのだ。
そうだったんですか。私はてっきりベアトリーチェ様を封じていたものだとばかり。
わらわを対象にしたものではない。だが、神格のある鏡だったからな。結果として、わらわの力を封じ込めていたわけだ。料理に例えるならこうか。わらわの注文した西洋料理が、厨房でまさに料理されているとする。ところがいざ配膳しようとしたら、客席は日本風で、懐石料理が並べられている場だった。だから厨房は場違いな皿を出せず、わらわのところへはいつまで経っても西洋料理が届かない。といった感じよの。だからそなたに日本風の客席を打ち壊し、場を一度白紙に戻させたのだ。そのおかげでようやくわらわの注文した料理が届き、力が戻ったというところか。もっとも、ようやく食前酒が届いたというところよ。
Aperitif? What is aperitif?
メインディッシュにはまだまだ遠い。今のわらわなど、靴屋の妖精にも劣る希薄な存在でな。何がおかしい？
魔女様の例えがあまりに面白かったもので、まさか魔法の話がお料理の話に例えられるとは思いませんでした。
我ながらうまい表現だったつもりだが、よもや笑われるとは思わなかったぞ。少し心外だ。
A slightly sulky expression rose to the witch's face. It wasn't a strange expression at all to be appearing on the face of some friends as they enjoyed their tea.
こう見えても昔は残酷極まりないことで知られたわらわだったが丸くなったものよ。人間とこうしてたあいない話で茶を交わせるようになるのだから。
She was probably talking to herself. As Beatrice gazed at the seabirds tracing the horizon, she put her tea to her lips again.
雲が出てきたな。海も精彩をかけば灰色の水たまりに過ぎぬ。
そうでしょうか。曇っても海は美しくて真っ青だと思います。
Maybe the witch noticed the meaning behind Shannon's words. She laughed slightly and set down her empty teacup.
もはやそなたの両目に埋められているのは黒い石ころではないらしい。どうだ、家具から人間に生まれ変わった気持ちは理解できておるか。
はい。世界がこんなにも優しかったなんて知りませんでした。
Since the start of her relationship with George, Shannon's face had grown brighter more often. Her smile had made everything go smoothly and had even changed her fortune. Shannon made less mistakes in her work than she had before, and the family members' opinion of her was slowly starting to change. Just the other day, she had been surprised when Krause, who rarely exchanged words with her, had suddenly started talking to her.
最近いい笑顔をすることが多くなったじゃないか。何か良いことでもあったのかね。
いえ、でも楽しい毎日です。
But every day is fun, yes.
良いことじゃないか。同じコーヒーなら笑顔で継がれた方がうまいに決まっている。その笑顔でもう一杯頼めんかね。
はい。
That had become a chance for Shannon to gain confidence in herself. Of course, it didn't go beyond her own heart, and it wasn't so big a change that anyone would notice. But she had begun to change bit by bit. Shannon understood it clearly. Knowing love was the same as gaining a soul. The same as being reborn from furniture into a human. There was absolutely nothing mistaken in Beatrice's words. By knowing love, Shannon had learned what it was to be human.
珍しい茶化をちそうになったな。有意義な時間であった。そろそろ仕事に戻らねばならぬ時間であろう。茶会はこれまでにしよう。そなたとわらわが茶を飲むことを好かん者もおるようでな。
The witch gripped a teaspoon and flipped it with her fingers, sending it up in the air. After that, it was launched by the fingers of some invisible person and flew straight into a nearby bush. The bush shook violently and Kanan came out. So Kanan was watching? Okay. It seemed he had been there for some time watching their tea party. The spoon was gripped in his hand. If he hadn't caught it in an instant, it might have hit him in the forehead and caused him to start oozing blood. I mean, that's a spoon, man. Like, come on now. It would not ooze blood just because of that.
安心せよ。茶会はこれで終わるぞ、カノン。
いつからそこにいたの？声をかけてくれればカノン君の紅茶も入れたのに。
女同士の語らいを邪魔したくなかったのであろう。
Kanon kept silent, but there seemed to be a slightly hostile look in his eyes. On the outside, he acted with respect. But unlike Shannon, Kanon did not trust the witch. When Beatrice hit the table with her pipe, the tea set turned into gold butterflies which flew upwards all at once. Then they scattered in every direction and the cleanup was already done.
楽しかったぞ、シャノン。また縁があれば会おうぞ。まだまだ魔力が足りぬでな。姿を現すのも疲れる。
そんなに疲れるなら二度と現れるな。
Kanon had said it in a small voice, but the witch seemed to have heard it perfectly. She giggled but did not reply.
シャノン、次の茶会ではジョージとの話をまた聞かせておくれ。人の恋路より甘い茶花は他にない。それではさらばだ。
Beatrice's body also became gold butterflies, which scattered in all directions and disappeared. It was a fantastical and beautiful scene, like a blizzard of gold leaf. For a while, Shannon quietly watched the witch's exit. Kanon approached her from behind and spoke with an expression that was drastically different from hers.
姉さん、あいつと付き合っちゃダメだって言ったじゃないか。
ベアトリーチェ様はそんなに悪い人じゃない。確かにちょっと怪しいところはあるけれど。
僕たちにしか姿が見えない時点で十分にうさんくさいよ。あいつは人間じゃない。何を企んでるかわかるものか。
カノン君、それは少し失礼だと思うな。
There was a touch of sternness in Shannon's voice, which was unusual for her. To Kanon, who knew her well, she must have sounded extremely stern. Kanon, looking excessively surprised and considering Shannon's tone, fell silent.
確かにベアトリーチェ様は人間とは違う。恐ろしい力を持っているし、恐れ敬わなければならない存在だと思う。でも人間とは違うからといってそれだけを理由に忌み嫌うのはとても失礼なことだと思うの。
姉さんの言いたいことはわかるよ。姉さんはあいつにあのブローチをもらってから変わった。まるで魔女の虜だよ。ジョージ様との仲を取り持ってもらって頭が上がらないんだ。
そんなことを言わないで。
あいつは人間じゃない。何を考えてるかわからない。だから気を許しちゃダメなんだ。そして人間じゃないのは僕らも同じだよ。姉さん。
Kanon's words grew more serious. Those words probably gouged at Shannon's heart. She bit her lower lip and hung her head.
僕らは家具だ。たとえ名前をもらい人として接してもらったとしても僕たちの生まれが変わるわけじゃない。
I wonder what Kanon's name is, right? I mean, for Shannon, her real name is Sayo, right? I wonder what Kanon' real name is, right? Because yeah, look at this. Even if we receive our names and are treated as humans, that won't change the manner of our birth. I hope they say it though. Yeah. Kanon's real name is Michael. You're no longer furniture. Those words Beatrice had given her, which had made her happiest, floated through Shannon's mind.
家具じゃないよ。
ううん、家具だよ。僕たちは人間未満の存在だよ。
Damn it. Don't say that, man. We are less than human. Come on.
姉さんはそこを忘れたふりをして、人間のふりをしているだけ。
Dude, how could you say this?
自分でも分かっているはずだよ。
私、家具じゃないもん。人間だもん。
いや、人間じゃない。僕らには愛する資格も、愛される資格も初めからない。
Yeah, we actually need Rosa here to slap Canon, right? Come on, man. What are you saying? Canon's criticism seemed to have shifted away from Shannon's meeting with the witch. Shannon picked up on that quickly.
お嬢様に聞いたよ。正直呆れたね。ジョージ様と一緒に旅行に行くなんて。
Also, even Natsuhi knows that? I mean, my lady is Natsuhi, right?
家具の身の程を忘れてるよ。姉さんはあの魔女にそそのかされて、自分が人間になれたと勘違いしてるだけなんだよ。
Or my lady, maybe Jessica. Yeah, maybe Jessica.
聞いてカノン君。確かに私たちは家具だよ。人間に劣った未満の存在。でもその満たない分をもし得られたなら、それは人間になれたということじゃないのかな。
そんなものありはしないよ。
あるの。それを得たなら私たちは家具なんかじゃない、人間になれるよ。
バカバカしい。なれるものか。
Ganon spat those words or spat those words out, but did so weakly and turned away. He was probably giving up. After all the suffering he'd undergone during those days, he'd live as a furniture. His heart was firmly sealed.
なれるよ、カノン君も。普通の人間に。
よしてよ、魔女の受け売りは。
ベアトリーチェ様に教えてもらったの。私たちは世界の一なる元素を得ることで人間になることができる。それを満たさないならそれは人間じゃない。だから人は一なる元素を得るために生涯を尽くし貫いていく。
姉さんが何を言っているのかわからないね。よまよい事なら聞きたくないよ。
ならカノン君にもわかるように教えてあげるね。ほら、姉さんの指の先を見て。
Shannon quietly pointed the seat towards the horizon. Kanon didn't understand what she meant and couldn't do anything except look between the horizon and Shannon's expression, which seemed to be posing a riddle.
海。カノン君は海が何色に見える？
It was an extremely simple question. For a while, Kanon tried to guess at the meaning behind it, but he couldn't think of anything, so he answered obediently.
パッとしない。ネズミ色だよ。それが何？
Objectively speaking, the sea, the laid out beneath a cloudy sky, could probably be described best by Kanon's words. But as Shannon closed her eyes and smiled, she shook her head slightly.
私には真っ青に見える。
そういう意味？緑色の信号を青っていうようなものでしょ。
違うの。 海は真っ青。私には分かってカノン君には分からないなら、これがつまりそういうことなの。
Kanon bit his lower lip and was silent for a while.
わからないよ。僕、
カノン君、手を出して。
As Kanon was taken aback, unable to understand what he was saying, she took his arm and opened the palm of his hand. Shannon softly said something there. It was a magic brooch which she had received from Beatrice. A magic charm shaped like a gold butterfly that could bring love to fruition.
これはあいつの。
これは私の。だから私だと思って粗末にしないで。
After being spoken to like that, he couldn't just throw it away. Kanon didn't know what he should do, and he stood there confused for a while, the brooch still on the palm of his hand. Shannon put the palm of her hand on top of Kanon's, and the brooch was warmed by both of their hands.
これは本当の魔法の力を持ったお守り。きっとカノン君に大切な気持ちを教えてくれると思うの。
あいつの魔法で教えられることなんて何もない。
あるの。だから身につけて、恥ずかしければ懐に忍ばせておくだけでもいいそうなの。
バカバカしい。あいつの魔法なんかに惑わされてたまるか。
Even as he said that, Kanon couldn't be cold-hearted towards something Shannon was urging him to take. In the end, Kanon took it and agreed reluctantly, seeing he'd proved that he wouldn't surrender to the witch's power. Shannon smiled and nodded back.
きっとカノン君は大切なことを学べるよ。きっと人間になれるから。そうすればきっとカノン君にもこの海が美しい青に見えるに違いない。
ネズミ色は何度見たってネズミ色さ。
違うよカノン君。そう見えるのは愛がないから。
Because of the howling wind, he hadn't been able to catch the main point of what she just said. So Shannon said it once more. The single element of the world. She spoke once more of the world where it existed, where the sea was deep blue.
きっとカノン君にも真っ青な海が見えるよ。だって
Without love, it cannot be seen.
そこにいるのは誰か。
Kinzu. Okay.
カノンです、親方様。
It was rare for Kinzo to live his study. Yeah. Actually, yeah. However, the fact that he didn't mean his noble research had been suspended. He may have left the study because of a change in mood. But that didn't mean the thoughts filling his head were different from those he had while inside the study. Kanon knew that no matter what the time, speaking to Kinzo when he didn't want to be spoken to would always disturb his research.
天気が重いな。崩れるのか。
はい、天気予報ではいつ雨があってもおかしくないと。傘をお持ちいたしましょうか。
それには及ばん。しばらく私を放っておくがいい。息子たちに聞かれても所在は知らぬと言っておけ。私は自らの思考を巡る旅で忙しい。
かしこまりました。
Certainly.
それでは失礼いたします。
Before Kanon finished bowing, Kinzo had already returned to his own world, having forgotten Kanon's presence completely. And once again, he began rambling to himself. Amidst those words, the name of the witch popped up many times.
おお、ベアトリーチェ。お前の微笑みに手が届かぬ。どうすればよみがえるのか、どうすれば再び微笑んでくれるのか。何が足りぬ。研究か、資料か、触媒か。それとも魔力か、運気か、神託か。ああ、ベアトリーチェ、どうすればお前の面影をもう一度見ることができるのだ。
As Kanon listened to his master's weeping voice, with his back turned, he turned around just once. When he did, right behind his isolated old master was the shadow of a person who shouldn't have been there. It was the witch, and yeah, Kinzo couldn't see her, right? At once thinking that the witch must be plotting to do Kinzo some harm, Kanon dashed back to Kinzo and tried to form a shield with his body. But when he saw the expression on the witch's face, that emotion of his vanished, because Beatrice's expression was sorrowful or maybe pitying.
愚かな金蔵。わらわはここにいるというのに、見えぬのか。
Right behind Kinzo, as he repeated the witch's name over and over, desiring to be reunited with her more than anything else, was the witch herself. And yet Kinzo didn't notice anything. When Beatrice tried to rest her hand on his shoulder, he didn't notice.
なぜだ。なぜベアトリーチェの微笑みに手が届かぬのか。月齢か、水星の周期か、惑星の配列か。何が足りぬのだ。何が。
無駄よ、金蔵。愛がなければ見えない。
Kanon took the brooch he had received from Shannon out of his pocket. By learning something new, would he be able to glimpse something he couldn't see now?
愛がなければ見えない。
Without love, it cannot be seen. He looked at Kinzo's back once more. The witch could no longer be seen there. Okay. That was quite long again. But it was nice seeing Beatrice like that, honestly. School Culture Festival. What is this? Which character, I mean? Okay, I guess we're seeing the other characters now, or maybe this is Jessica. Probably, right? Maybe. We'll see. But yeah. I guess nice episode again. I liked how Beatrice, I guess, even though yeah, she's almighty, powerful there, she's like normal, I mean, when she was talking with Shannon there, right? So earlier I was thinking that maybe Beatrice is just in Shannon's head, right? I was thinking like, oh, maybe Beatrice is just in Shannon's head. Maybe because yeah, she was the only one who could see him, or see her, I mean. Maybe maybe only Shannon is the one seeing all of this. But I guess yeah, Kanon can see her, and yeah, Kanon can actually yeah talk to her basically, right? And then when she answers a question or whatever, or when when Beatrice says a question or whatever, Kanon answers, and then Kanon also says that, oh, do not talk to that, person or witch or whatever, right? To that being, right? So I guess maybe she's actually there, and yes, only the people with, I mean, the one word they said earlier was without love, right? Or maybe just magic itself. I don't know. We'll find out, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the scenes with, I guess, with Beatrice, with the actual Urashiramiya family, right? I wish we could have that. Not just with Shannon and Cannon, right? Yeah, the only ones right now who can see her is Shannon and Cannon. Why is that? I mean, there's a lot of factors, right? Beatrice was saying earlier because of, I guess, magic power. And then, yeah, now when Kinzo there, and Beatrice, I mean, Kinzo, Beatrice, and Cannon there, right? Without love, one cannot be seen, so I don't know. Let's just see what happens, right? If the Urashiramiya family actually sees her, that's good, right? That's really good. But let's see what happens. I think we're with Jessica in her school. It's either Jessica or, I mean, George is not in school anymore. Butler, probably not Butler. It's either Jessica or Maria, right? We'll just find out. So anyways, we are going to continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry episode 2 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.